Page-5-Lit, we outside. Let's go. Monday, let's go. Hey. I'm trying to knock GGD. Certain gang, I'm still more for life. My shit say CGE. Me is cool, but I ain't satisfied until I get a beat. I'm in South Memphis with some GMO killers from the D. My photo on group of time asking if CC came Creek. I'm posing guns, we let street of none. I'm from DAG, that's KD how I get little. I got a fetish for high speed. I got the drop, they at the cemetery. We both hopped out on feet. I'm trying to score while they visit the dead. It ain't no rest in peace. 400 shots in the car like on BJ now. Long little street, knock on your door with cable boxes, dressed up like Infinity. If this CO bitch bring me the bomb, I know she feeling me. I was in jail paying all my members' bonds. Who keep it real as me? You blew the LCI, went to the pen, you might ran across me. Your paperwork clean, you know anything. You walking y'all like me, keep all them fuck niggas out your gang room if you not the police. Alright. With the strips and sheets, penitentiary rich like me. In my Ferrari, trying to pack 3 bitches in the passenger seat. Broke my veneer, so I put diamonds on the front and back of my teeth. Okay, BWTP, we bigger than the program, nigga. We don't say the biggest no more, we just say shit get no bigger. Hard money, drugs, and kills. When I shoot guns, I smile, nigga. Been married to the streets, but I ain't have to walk down the aisle, nigga. I took a life, man. Page-5-Lit, we outside. What's good? Peace be multiplied to all my peoples. What's good, y'all? Pull up, share the live, heart me. Feel free to leave a gift. Y'all know what we doing over here. Listen, we ain't finna worry about what's going on over there with Billy Joe, Jim Bob, and all them. All right? Now, I know a lot of lives. I see a lot of lives. Trash. I don't know what you call them. You understand me? But we come here to chop it up for real. OG shit, all right? Share the live because we about to get into it right now. Real conversations. Listen, real talk. Listen. I'm not going to change my personality or my personal characteristics for you to like me. That's not what I'm here for, you know? I want to build with you. I want to give you all I know. I told you, my philosophy in life, you learn, you earn, and you return. If the older people don't teach the wisdom that they know, their entire life was for nothing. If we don't translate that wisdom to the youth, they turn into fools, and I got tired of them looking like fools. I'm watching them get spent out of control and all that. All right, y'all spinning the block on some bullshit. We getting off of that. Listen, check this out. And I mean this from a learning standpoint. Anybody that feel that they got something important to say to people, I'm going to say be mindful of your words. But I'm going to say be even more mindful of your tone. You know what I mean? Like, be mindful of your tone. Like, you just can't, if you can't feed a man, you can't tell him how to eat. You understand me? Straight up and down. Listen, at the end of that conversation, they going this way and you going that way. All right? And when somebody hungry, they don't hit too well. Okay? This is what we dealing with. Now, not only that, we competing with the idiot box, the TV, the internet, the whole nine, the whole shit. Yeah, what happened? What happened here? Hey, yo, this dude right here is messing up my live, Ryan. Come here.
I'm gonna kick him out.
You see him, right?
I'm about to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what you doing, man. Like, come on, man. Like, for real.
Nobody paying him no more. I don't see it.
Nah, but it's my numbers.
I don't got nothing to do with that.
All right. So anyway, right, listen. I mean, you know, like, we're going to focus on our focus, right? But, like, I'm going to say this here. It's 2026. Every time y'all come here, we're not pointing no fingers at who you used to be and what you need to clean up in your life. We're not doing that over here. We don't break people down to build them up, all right? We try to have some real conversations, try to give you something to grow on, you know, something that you can learn from, something that'll take you in a different direction than the one that you was going in. Even this much of growth is growth. And I want you to experience that when you come here, you know. Screaming from the streets out on all platforms, all right? Out on all platforms. Second, you can email me. I'll send you my video Zoom link. We can chop it up. Listen, I know what's going on out here. They putting walls up everywhere we go. 80% of the people you deal with are with self-interest. Okay?
They only rocking with you if they got something to gain out of shit. It be shit like that going on. You heard me? I know that. That's why we have real conversations over here. You know. Now listen, I ain't asking you to be a superhero. I just want you to be conscious of your focus. All right? All the crash out mentality. We want to get that shit out of our system. Listen, it only take 3 seconds for you to give away your whole life. When I'm always saying share the life. You know why I say that? Because I want you to send that to somebody who need their feet back on the fucking ground in real life. Y'all know these people we talking about, and you have a tendency to sometimes be influenced by the what they call it, the ignorance of them. But like I said, at one day, you're going to have to leave childish things behind. All that okie doke shit, one day you're going to have to follow the fucking rules. You're going to have to make shit make sense in real life. All right? All this motherfucking daydreaming ain't going to get you no money. All right? And I say it like that because ain't nobody else saying it to you. You've been walking around focused on a whole bunch of popcorn, bubblegum bullshit. Gangster. Straight up and down. And I wanted to stop, so yeah. Let's get right to it. Now, first thing I want to do is, I mean this, because, you know, see, they say you can't blame somebody for what they never been taught. But we're gonna start off like this here, and I'm going to break it all the way down. Ride with the OG. We're going to talk about closed doors. Because some of y'all doing too much to get them open. All right? And then you get in the rooms, and now you trapped. Now, I got a whole philosophy to this. We're going to break it down. The world closed the doors. I am waiting for God to open them. Jeremiah 29:11. All right? The world closed the doors, and I am waiting for God to open them. That's Jeremiah 29:11. And he will open them at the right time. Now, I said that because, listen, a lot of y'all going out y'all way for a whole bunch of shit. You know, you're trying to get up in these rooms. You don't know what's up in these rooms. You have no clue. Some of y'all lining yourself up with just a feeling, not knowing what's really in there. You think you know what's in there, but you really don't know what's in there. You don't know what a person paid to be in those rooms. Yo, my joint is not moving at all. That's my word. I want to cut this joint off and cut it back on.
You can do that.
That's my word. That's my word. This is crazy right here. I'm tight about that. I don't like you, man. That's my word. Yeah. That shit right there, man, was horrible, my nigga. Fucking horrible. You fucking hear me?
Yo, you live, man.
Oh, shit. Yo, what's up?
Yo, and it's not, you don't care about TikTok. It's Twitch. Because YouTube.
Okay. Oh, man, I really forgot that. But okay, so we back on it. Now, listen, we talking about closed doors. Because Page-5-Lit, we outside. We talking about closed doors. Listen, off the rip. You know, when I said that, and I quoted Jeremiah 29:11 because they say, you know, God always shows up right on time. But I have a philosophy to that because I don't want people getting spun out of control. I don't want you risking life and limb to try to get to where you're trying to be at. All right? That kind of thing right there, you know. So we're gonna explain that because I listen. I understand you have some places to go and some things that you want to do, but you cannot put everything at risk. You can't drop everything to do certain particular things. You know, sometimes the doors are closed for your protection. Sometimes the doors are closed to redirect you. Okay? Now, anybody you know that had a door slammed in their face, send them alive. We're going to talk about that right now. I got a whole philosophy there. Now, sometimes the closed door is not sometimes closed doors are not rejection. Sometimes it's redirection. Not every door is meant for you to open, and it's a lot of people doing way too much to try to get in the rooms, and they don't exactly know how they really operating in those rooms. It's a little much too. Nobody's doing their homework. They just want to ride the wave straight to the bank, and it's more to it than that. It's more to it than that. You know, now I'm always trying to say, you know, get up and go get to it. Get up and go get to it. No, I don't mean listen, at the end of the day, it's going to be based on the decision that you make. And that's what we're talking about right now. All right? Now, we're talking about closed doors. Sometimes they ain't it's not the rejection. Sometimes it's to redirect you. And I'm saying that because too many people are doing too much to try to get in certain rooms. And then next thing you know, they feel like they're trapped. So every closed door is not a rejection. Sometimes it's a blessing. All right? Sometimes it's a blessing. Now, in that, you keep tending to your heart and you keep preparing. Because God is probably aligning you for what's ahead. You know, you can start there with that. You understand what I'm saying? You can start there with that. Now, I always say that sorry about that, son. When things go a certain particular way, you know, things happen for a reason. But the thing about that is, I always say that listen, life will always show you which direction you need to go in, but you just have to be tuned with your spirit in order to see. I mean, you can't be blinded by the bullshit because you will miss your exit type shit. You understand? You know. Now we gonna get back to it, but we talking about things that help you get in tune with your God code, things that not necessarily are a rejection, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but they happen all the time. Another example. People walking away for whatever reason, distance, y'all drifted apart, even sudden departures. And I know it hurts. And I'm speaking to a lot of people that have some pain because things ain't like they used to be with some particular person. And they walking around and carrying that, you know. And I get it. But, you know, your job, first of all, before I get into this lesson, the job is to stay on your path. Some people come into your life to remind you who not to fuck with. Now, some people that you met somebody last week that you probably going to know for the rest of your life. And it's somebody you saw last month that you ain't going to never see again. It's like that. Okay? Now, scholars and wise men say the greatest mercy God can show you is removing certain people from your life. They say in those moments your life is being cleansed and spiritually protected. Sometimes this is the reason that people leave your life. You understand? Off the rip. Now, it might be to the point where God is cleaning the space for your purpose and your peace, but at the end of the day, you have to be in tune with your inner self to recognize what's really going on and what your energy and aura takes you. You can be in tune with that so you can have a better control over which way you move, over decisions that you make. It's just that simple. All right. Now, in the event that what you wanted didn't happen, all right. In the event of what you wanted didn't happen, and I say that because some of y'all prayed for things to happen, some of y'all fasted, and some of y'all fought and gave it everything you had. That's what you did. And it didn't work out. Okay. But the greatest thing about that is the only thing that beats a failure is to actually try. All right? So once you put that effort in and tried, you already passed failure up. So that's off the board, off the rip. As long as you're trying, you can never be a failure. So the OG gonna say, keep trying. One of these days you're gonna hit a run. Now listen, the thing about it is you gotta get in the game. You gotta get up the bat and you gotta swing at the pitch. Now, you got up there and you struck out. Now you gotta get your ass back up the bat again. Go back to the drawing board, rewrite the play. And remember, always examine the play before the play. It'll help the play be successful. It'll help the play all the way out the way it needs to. Okay? And if you don't know about the play before the play, you better go back and check my lives and get in touch. Straight up and down. Some of y'all lost out here. All right? Now, in that, it didn't work out. That's not a failure. But it might be divine intervention. It might be divine intervention. God might be wanting you to do something else in real life. You know? It might be wanting you to do something in life. And the last thing, you know, they always say God comes right on time. You know, that last minute breakthrough. When everything seems hopeless and you feel like you won't make it. And that's when God stepped in and he sent an unexpected provision. He sent a person to come in right on time on the same energy that you want, you know. Till then, you protect yourself, you protect your heart, and you tend to your preparation of yourself, person, and character of you. That's what you do. Okay? You don't get lost up in the sauce for the nonsense. All right? OG shit going on over here. And you know, hey, yo, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, listen. I'm finna jump right on into it because somebody gotta say it. I'm an elder. All right? I ain't gonna never tell you no lies. So we gonna talk about the fact that these young girls are mad aggressive. And it's not for nothing. See, they say you can't blame somebody for what they never been taught. But we gonna stop acting like that these youngins ain't learned that shit from the people before them and the people before them and then us type shit. You know, I'm a grandfather, okay? Some of the things that I taught my children, I didn't want to have to teach them, but I needed to because what's our job? Teach our children to protect themselves at all times. But now we talking about 2026. Let's keep it 100. The temperature has changed. And I've been seeing a whole lot of posts on these dirty old men messing with young girls. You know, and you have a point. I'm not condoning none of that. But we not finna sit here and act like it's a one-way street. Now, when you have a situation with an adult and a child, I'm going to automatically blame the adult because the adult is supposed to be able to overthink the child to the point where they're not on the same level. So I'm going to put that on the adult, right? Now, in that, it's the same with these different age gaps. I mean, if a chick is 23 years old and he's 47, that's a problem. That's a problem. But now, and I'm going to keep it 100 with you, these girls are targeting these niggas. That still don't make up for the fact that's still some dirty old man shit. All right? I would not date nobody my daughter's age, any of my daughters. And my oldest daughter's 36. All right? So, and I got a son older than her. So now, mind you, you know, I always say this. I say, God expects for you to find happiness wherever he put you at. That's your job. And some people, happiness extend outside certain boundaries that we're going to have to deal with. Now, we not finna sit here and act like that everybody is not trying to live in the now. Okay? Stop acting like y'all don't know what influenced those young girls to be as fast as they are. They got the whole world in their bag. Okay? And 80% of them saw their mama spin niggas. They saw their aunt spin niggas. Alright? They watched a whole lot of different things go on. This is why they're so aggressive, and that's why they be 16 going on 29. Think about it. The teenagers, they be in a relationship 16 and 17, and they be trying to act like they 27 and 28, and they're not. They're children. Okay?
Yo, that also happens because nobody's monitoring their
That's
child.
my word.
And look,
A 60-year-old chick should not be moving like a 28-year-old chick.
no,
They should not even be in the same frame of
that's
mind.
involved in their child's life will tell them, y'all are moving way too quick. Y'all need to slow down. You feel me?
Supervision.
There's going to be guidelines on how that relationship got to go because they're still children.
Right. They still children.
If their parents is anywhere involved, it's going to be guidelines on certain things, yeah, but certain things, no, because y'all children. Y'all can't act like adults.
That's right.
And
At no
the only
time.
way that's going to be monitored is the adult, your parents.
Supervising their lifestyle.
Yes.
Straight up and
When they're
down.
not being supervised, these are the type of things that happen.
That's the type of thing. When you leave them to their own self, I told you, just because they big enough to go to school by themselves don't mean your job is done. Even though they're 14 and 15, they still need you. Even though they're 16, 17, and 18, they still need you. Your job is not done. All right? Now think about that. The age is between 12 and 20. Those are very important years, and they need their parents. Because even when they first enter adulthood, they need somebody to let them know how the terrain is laid. How the terrain is laid. They need to know that. Okay? The world should not be introduced to your child without you. Your child should not be in a relationship that you have your first or second or third, and you haven't properly intervened with what they doing with their feelings, what they doing with their time, what they doing with their heart. You gotta monitor that kind of shit. All right. Remember, a lot of them girls that get touched, it was by someone that was close to the family, and they seen that child was not being properly supervised, and they found a way to get to that child. some kind of shape, form, or fashion. That's what happens when we don't watch it. Now, back to what they done seen. They done seen whole culture. They done seen women get paid to leave their husbands. Okay? They have seen women live off of doing favors for men. They see this every day on the internet. We go now. So what I mean is, be conscious that these things heavily influence the young women. Okay? Now, and shit is different because more women in their 40s have babies than teenagers 2 years in a row.
Yeah, look.
You understand? So yes, they getting to it. They active as a motherfucker. They just ain't having no kids. You know, they got the plan B that was made for our neighborhood. You can get rid of that baby tonight. Yeah. What happened,
One
son?
thing they forget. You can ask anybody, ask any adult right now that don't. If you ask any adult that don't have their parent right now, if you ask them, yo, simple idea of, yo, if you wish you had your parent right now, like most of them wish they had their parent right now. So it tells you that no matter how old you get, you still need your parents. If you got a bad relationship with your parent, that's that. But anybody that grew up with loving parents or a loving parent, no matter how old you get, you're gonna always need your parent. People be 50 and like, damn, I wish my mom and pops were still here. You understand? Because it's an element in your life that you're gonna miss once they're gone. You feel what I'm saying? And it's even worse if they're alive and not there. You understand? So that's just a point I wanted to make sure. Like, it never stops. Even though you think you grown, you think you be 46, full mansion, you still need your pop, still need your mom.
And remember, they getting influenced by the internet, ignorant relatives, teachers that don't like kids. Yes. These are the influences that we have to cut through in order to stay grounded to and bonded with our children. And a lot of us have forgotten that. And I'm here to try to remind you of some of those things. And reminding you helps me remind myself. You understand what I'm saying? I told my son today, I said one of the hardest things I had to learn, was how to let my children go be who they're supposed to be. You know. And you always want to make sure you did the right thing, that you put enough inside them, you know. And at some point, you're going to have to trust that you gave all your children all the ingredients that they need in order to grow and prosper in this life. You understand me? You know, that's all you can really do. Now, in order to do that, you have to supervise the things that they come in contact with. You know, like with my grandkids, they can't be on iPads all day when they're with me. You know, and my kids practice the same thing. We know that. You understand what I'm saying? But knowing some things and actually applying them is two different things. Remember what I told y'all. Everything that you learn, you have to reteach yourself how to actually apply those things to your life so they're beneficial to your life moving forward. What's the point of learning something and never apply it to make it beneficial to your life? You just learned a whole lot of nothing. You understand me? Which led to a whole bunch of daydreaming about something that you never did. People do it all the time. Snap out that bullshit. All right? Now, we also know that there are a lot of subliminal messages being shot at our kids. Subliminal messages all the time. Listen, they said that less is more. And they went for that. Okay? We have, I'm going to say it again. Malcolm X said if you send African American children to a school that was geared for Anglo-Saxons, you will have confused children. And I think a lot of my children are really, our children are really confused. And we the village, so it's all our fault. Exactly. It's all our fault. Let's start there. All right? I'm going to take the blame too. But guess what? Every day we wake up, like my mommy said, we have a chance to change everything. So we can work on some of that. Now, I'm saying this to say this. Be conscious of the narrative that they're trying to spin to the kids. They're trying to bamboozle the kids. First of all, they're giving them a whole bunch of fucking junk food that has no nutritional value, that actually works against their fucking DNA and their cells. But it tastes good though. The fuck? So you have to be mindful of those kind of things while they're young, you know. And just little shit. But the whole narrative, you got to be mindful of that. All right? All of that. What else? Also the hurry. to get to the bag. That's a real thing. How much is the children around you infected with that energy to get to the bag? Are they willing to risk life and limb to get to the bag? That kind of thing. And if money, pardon me, if money was your love language, you lose. Because as soon as the money goes, they go to love. You understand? Teach your loved ones to love you past money. Money gonna always come and go. It ain't gonna never run out. But that should not be the basis on y'all bond. Not at all. Okay? What that mean? That mean get back in touch in real life. Stop giving a couple dollars to shut a motherfucker up, to make a motherfucker smile. That shit is only temporary. Can you put that smile on their face without no bread in your pocket? Do they love you past the money? A lot of y'all can't answer that. But that's because you're using the wrong love language. You know? Everybody's so quick to hit a lick. Listen, I'm not saying that these young girls like these niggas. But this shit that listen, when they're young, they want to live good now. A lot of the youth, they don't want to wait 20 years to live high on the hog and all that. They don't want to wait till they 40 to run it up and all that. And if Mr. Johnson can help them get to it, I'm going to do more than, I'm going to tell you what I wrote, because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. This message has got to get out. Shed alive. Let's keep it 100. All right? Because I got a whole philosophy on this. Now, because all these old dudes is laying in the cut for these young girls that run around crying broke. All right? And a lot of these young girls run into them old niggas because they are broke and he acting like he got it like that. All right? It's all an act on both ends for a common cause, clearly, you know, that people have a problem with now. These young old dudes laying in the cup for a young chick to act like she needs something. And in 2026, for exchange is not a robbery. Something strange for some change is a real thing. All right? The harder inflation hit, the more available women become. All right? They say the box gonna sell when cotton won't. That shit ain't gonna never change. Prostitution is the oldest profession in the world. And in New York, it's legal. You can't pimp the box, but the box can pimp itself and not go to jail in New York. All right? And I really think that when they thought about welfare, that was to keep women from selling their bodies. And you know, we all know that the street pay faster than the bank. That's the motivation for a lot of those decisions. Okay, now they don't have to. Now, the harder inflation hit, the more available women become. They don't have to, but Mr. Johnson will straighten out a lot of her problems in real life. Now, I know harder if inflation is hit, and she's going through some things, but she knows that Mr. Johnson will straighten out a lot of her problems in real life. Yes, and I ain't talking about no Romeo and Juliet shit. In real life, there are people who do not have any patience to execute the plan or the discipline. So if they say yes to Mr. Johnson, they can go back to being and living the way that they want to as long as they say yes to Mr. Johnson. Fair exchange is not a robbery. And she saw on the internet and in real life other women get a Mr. Johnson and started living a little bit more happily, a little bit more comfortable. Our young girls have actually seen that, and they've seen that to some extent it works. They've learned to say, listen, you can't marry a sugar daddy. You don't want your sugar daddy leaving whatever woman he have, because then your time will all belong to him. So this is why they want a sugar daddy, because they can still keep the young hot one, you know, whenever they feel like it. You understand what I'm saying? But this here, Mr. Johnson, gonna top all them loose ends. You know, that $180 hairstyle, Mr. Johnson got that. Our car insurance went up from that. Mr. Johnson gonna cover that. And she know 2 or 3 times a month, she has to go accommodate Mr. Johnson so her lifestyle can stay the way she needs to stay for her to be happy. But she needs Mr. Johnson to keep his situation the way it is, because she don't want to afford any more time to him than she's already doing. Okay? So from the outside looking in, you see it. She got all her ducks in a row. She got a nice crib. She got a nice car. And she's always smelling like fruit and flowers and shit. She's on it. And guess what? Y'all got Y'all got some platonic shit going on and all that. You know, but at the same time, she ain't trying to rock with you like that. She let you smash, but she don't let you in. You know, she dismiss you like the help and all that. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. You know why? Because you listen, and this is what I want you to understand from that young man. You do not want the responsibilities of Mr. Johnson. You heard me, Shakur? You don't want the responsibilities of Mr. Johnson. You know, she had a little accident, man. Her insurance jumped up $150. You ain't trying to pay that, but Mr. Johnson will. You know, so some of y'all, when you find out about a Mr. Johnson, you know, L Sugar Daddy, you might want to play your role, smash and get the fuck out of there, because you can't afford the lifestyle that she's living right now. That means know your place in real life. You know, let's be for one. See, first of all, the reason why Mr. Johnson can live is because you young niggas don't want to do nothing for a young girl. Y'all don't want to help her keep her phone on. Y'all don't want to help her get her hair did. So as long as you young men living like that, it's going to always be a room for Mr. Johnson. Okay? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Ain't that what you said, Shakur? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Straight up and down. Your throwaway is on his pedestal. Type shit. Yeah. You know. And you know what's crazy? Don't feel away. Don't feel away. Alright? What's meant for you gonna come. Don't sit around worrying about what you lost. We finna get into that. But let's get back on that. Alright? Let's get back on that and keep that 100. Now, we're starting off with this. We're gonna keep the lessons going, y'all. It's not a game. And I just had to say this because I just feel like my people need to hear it. Everybody's waiting on a moment. You heard me? Everybody's waiting on a moment. And that moment ain't gonna come if y'all can ignore how they been playing in our face the whole time. All right? The system is not built for our success. It's built for our control. All right? The system is put there as a way for them to control us, to control our growth, how we move, and our development. All right? That's why the system is there. The system is not there for us to win. Now, if you stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So listen, pay attention, because one day the masses are going to move. And when that happens, we're going to need you. Okay? And in that, I want to say that who's going to be with me? Who's going to be? See, listen. I love my people, and I believe in them. No matter how twisted they done got twisted out their spot, I love them, and I'm going to ride with them. All right? I'm against the system because the system don't put the people first, so I'm going to always have a problem with that in real life, you know. But that ain't got nothing to do with it. Still, you still have to live a civilized way. Now, I want to say the only time we come together is when shit hit the fan. So, you don't feel like shit hit the fan, but I feel like shit done hit the fan, and now y'all done got so used to shit hitting the fan that now you're numb to it. You understand? You know. So, but I'm gonna say this: be prepared, because we all have in real life been played upon by these people right in our face. You know.
I got a question in the chat.
What's that, son? I'll get back to that.
Somebody named Riri, she said, what do you think about mother-in-law not wanting her daughter-in-law welcome our house without reason?
Without reason?
Yeah.
Oh, see, now you know what? That don't make any sense, Riri. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that a mother-in-law would not want the daughter-in-law in the house without reason. So now, but in real life, I need you to use practical thinking, y'all. This is a learning moment. Anytime that you got beef with a mother-in-law, it's one of three things. She don't want to let her son go. She doesn't like the way you treat her son. Or she doesn't like the way he caters to you. Okay? A mother's got a problem with sometimes the way their sons cater to their women. A lot of mothers have a problem with that. A lot of mothers see the woman using their sons And if she thinks that about you, she's never going to like you if she feel you're using him for the best that she has, and she doesn't see the sincerity of love in you. You understand? The son has his mother's love, right? And the mother sees that her son loves you. Her son loves you. She needs to see that same reciprocation of love going from you to him. And that first order of business is the love of his mother. What kind of love have you gave his mother who carried him? If you love him enough, you should love the woman who carried him to some degree type shit. Word up. Now, if she has not seen or witnessed the same love that she feels he gives you back at him, she's going to have a problem with you in real life. Did she comment back at all?
Nah, but people's commenting, somebody like free game. Somebody like most times it'd be competition.
Most of the time, be competition. But I just said last week, I pleaded with mothers to let their sons go. Go let them be who they're supposed to be in the world. You understand me? Because some women get old and they don't have a man no more. And they don't have the attributes to get another man. So they use their sons to replace the things that they needed men for in their life. But that hinders them from taking care of their family. And remember, the family you made comes before the family that you came from. If you grew up seeing your mama get her ass whooped, you make sure your children never witness that in life. If you grew up with your refrigerator empty, you make sure your kids don't go through that. How do you be a good parent? You remember your childhood and how you wanted it to be.
All right. She responded. She said, even after giving the mother-in-law gifts, etc., the son is 37 and the daughter-in-law is 26.
So you might not be who she want to be yet, but remember, how much love have she seen you actually give her son? For real. You're gonna have to convince her just how much you love her son. You ain't got to buy her no gifts. No. Prove to her how much you love her son. If that don't work, then she has psychological issues. If it's sincere. You 26, she 37. She kind of feel like that don't really add up. You understand? You in the prime of your life right now. And he is actually entering middle age in 2 years. You understand what I'm doing? You get it? Do that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
You got another question.
You know. So, prove to mommy how much you love her son, and your problems should disappear as long as you're genuine in your heart about the love with that man. Don't be using him because he's making good money and all this other shit. Because if it ain't real love, it's going to wear off, and his mama going to see through that. All right, what's the next question, son? Let's keep it going, y'all.
How you feel about mothers making their sons pay rent at 16 or 17?
I just spoke on that. See, the crazy shit about it is that hard times change the circumstances. And the way that they're doing it right now is, in order for them to maintain the lifestyle that they're trying to live, they have to use teamwork. I did it before. I paid my mama rent as a teenager, paid her car note a couple of times when I was a teenager. Yeah, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's teamwork with that. But again, if he has to do that every month, it's going to be hard for him to get up out of there. Now, I'm not going to speak down on that because I did it. You know, I never charged my kids, but I got charged everywhere I lived when I started getting money. But my thing is that you got to know that he won't be able to leave, and if you're going to treat him like an adult, you're going to have to let him be an adult, and then he paying rent. He's going to have to be able to have company and all this kind of shit. Don't give that boy manly duties and then tell him to stay a boy. All right? Don't give him manly duties and then make him stay a boy. You shouldn't even put that on his lap. He should not be... Listen. Once they get out to the world, then people want that money every 30 days. Don't rush him to that. All right? That's what I'm saying. You know, but at the same time, they might, if he don't pay that, they might fuck around and be homeless. You know, so I can't, you understand what I'm saying? Now, my thing is, he's going to have to find a way to wean himself off his mom, but he's only 16 right now. And I need him learning something. Because the money he's making at 16, he'll be making it until he's 30 if he don't learn nothing else. So he's going to have to get back to learning something. Remember, in life, you learn, you earn, and you return. How much you learn determines how you enter your earning stage. You get paid for what you know. What else, son? Shakur write me on the boards, you heard? Put it in the chat right quick. We on one, you heard?
We go back to the lesson.
Okay, we can go back to the lesson. Let's go. Back to the lesson.
Oh, hold on. You got another question. She said, how you feel a single mother should be towards her son?
Okay, first of all, young lady, a single mother can raise a man. You are his mom. Some of y'all write this shit down. You are a mom. Remember, we all know that in real life, the mom is the first teacher. Okay? And just like you teach a child how letters turn into words, you have to teach a boy how a boy turns into a man. You have to teach a girl how a girl turns into a woman. You can't let the world define that for them, or your children will come out on some weirdo shit. Now, if you're doing this mostly by yourself, you can raise a great man. You work and discipline yourself to instill in him the men that were in your life, and you put that inside of your son. And start off with manners and what he sees in you. What that means is, if he sees you playing a lot of men, he's not going to have a high respect and regard for women. He's going to judge you by how you deal with men. And your father, your uncle, all the men that help put good things inside of you, you give that to your child. You give it to him. And you make him live with those things and stand on things. Listen. You have to do it because that's how the sassy boy got invented. She kept that boy away. She wouldn't let another man check him. His father was in jail doing 17, so she didn't trust men because the world is crazy. So she kept men out there. You ain't this father, don't say none to my sons. Now guess what? The sons sassy like their mother. They curse just like their mom. They address petty issues just like their mother. They argue with women just like their mother. Yes, and they high volume, and they'll do that argument anywhere just like their mother. Okay. She didn't want him to learn that, but that's what she learned, because in his life, his mother, the toughest motherfucker he ever met. So when it's time to get tough, he picked up her attributes. Okay? And that's what happens with that. You know. So what you do is you teach him manners. You teach him principles. You teach him what to stand on as a man. You're not a man, but you know the way a man should stay. You know what type of man you're attracted to. You know the attributes that you want the man that you want to have. Make sure your son do all that. That's your job. And I salute you. And all I'm going to say is do what you can until you can't, and do your best. You don't, listen, raising a child is a one-shot deal. You do not get a do-over. All right? Now, at this particular point in time, some of your children are missing a couple of ingredients that it ain't too late to give them. You got to snap out the bullshit and get to it. I don't give a fuck if they're 29, they're yours. And your love language when they was a teenager was money. And now you need them to love more than just money. You need them to love the things that money can't buy. All right? And the day a person stops learning is the day that they are a dead man. Okay? In real life. You can raise a good man out here. A positive 5-star nigga. A+ nigga. Yeah. Remember this. Listen to me, young lady. I'm going to say this to you. And listen to me, young man. Listen. The 40-watt light bulb nigga thought if he killed the 100-watt light bulb nigga that he would shine brighter. He killed the 100-watt light bulb nigga, and all he did was make the whole room darker. Now, why does that 40-watt light bulb nigga even exist? Because that man hasn't figured out a way to fortify and grow himself. You only get out of some what you put in it, and he ain't put himself into nothing. Which left him nothing. He's in the mud with it, and he's comfortable there because he ain't smart enough to know he's supposed to be trying to get out. All right? When you 100-watt light bulb nigga, a 5-star man, a diamond of a man, play in the mud, and your ass gonna get dirty. You will get stuck right down there where you at. Alright? You have some places to go, some things to do, someone to become. And guess what? You're going to have to leave some of them right where they at. And remember, when you visit, be kind. Because they take talking about your life as if you're bragging. And they're going to feel like you think you got brand new on them and all that. But you didn't. You just wanted to share it. You wanted to share what brought you joy in your life. But they see it as though, oh, this nigga think he's special and all that. 2 weeks later, they duct taped at your crib. You duct taped up and all that. Yeah, man, the streets don't never tell the truth. All right? Anything else in the chat, son?
Yes. Some girl named Zai, 41-year-old man with a 20-year-old female. How do you know it's genuine or it's just a no all around?
It's a no all around. The fuck? When listen. When you 20, he 40. At 20 years old, I'm not trying to tell you how to live. But we humans. And we on the scale. We on a time slot here. We on, we slot time on our time. You understand? Now, at 20 years old, you need to be learning how to take care of yourself. You need to learn how to be grown. You need to learn people, personality, and characteristics. You're only 20. You think you have all the answers, but you don't. You think you know the way, but you don't. You haven't even found your purpose yet. You don't even know who the hell you are in real life. But that 40-year-old, he knows exactly who he is. He knows exactly what he wants in life. A man at 40 years old reaches his financial peak right around that time. He's the boss at work, or one of them, or he's next in line at 40 years old. At 20, you still in the mailroom with it. You feel me? Do you see where y'all at on the spectrum of things? At 40 years old, in our neighborhood, he got kids already. At 20 years old, why would you have kids and you don't even know who the fuck you are? You ain't even found somebody that you say, hey, listen, I want to wake up and go to sleep to this man every day. You haven't even had that yet. But you're going to get this with somebody who's on a totally different spectrum of their life. Now, I'm saying it because, listen, baby, I'm telling you what I'm going to tell my daughter. Fuck you doing with a 40-year-old nigga. That's my word. I need you to grow old with a nigga. I don't need you to be young with an old nigga. That's not the way it works. Okay? I want you get pregnant by the dude, he 28, 29 years old. Y'all grow old together and raise the baby in you. The 40-year-old ain't even gonna have the energy to raise the baby by the time the baby's 6, 7 years old. He gonna be already bucking on 50 and your baby needs somebody to run around, play catch and all that. That type of shit, But, people, listen, I know that in real life.
It's really manipulated.
It is, because really now, I'm gonna say, listen.
To the woman biology, a 40-year-old man with a 20-year-old woman is almost robbing her.
It is. It's kind of still. It's kind of stealing from.
I'm only saying that because everybody know it's a little harder for women to have babies around 40, right? And since he's 40, a lot of dudes don't want to have kids after 40. So if he's gonna give you a kid, he's gonna give you a kid like now or the next 2 years. That's to you, that's 25. You didn't get to learn nothing yet.
Nope.
You feel me? So that's robbing you of getting a chance to understand your young adult life before having to be a full adult with kids. You're gonna be just skipping past that, which I feel like is unfair to you because he got to live that.
Yep.
And you didn't yet. That's why I feel like it's robbing you.
But at the same time, I can't say that won't work. I can't say that. And the love might be genuine. So I can't, so some of these things might not apply.
Facts.
It's just that in real life, you have to look at it in real life. When you 40, he gonna be how old?
He's 41 already.
He's gonna be 61 when you're 40, Now, you have to really think about those things. Now, some women, the reason why I say this in 2026, a lot of women put that in perspective because they want to live comfortable now. They don't want to struggle with a young man trying to figure it out. This is why they go up with the older guys. And that just comes at a cost. It comes at a price, you know. But sometimes that price is good living. Comes because you met a man who already knows who he is. Listen, to the 20-year-old, let me tell you what men go through. They call it vehicles of expression. Every young man go through vehicles of expression. They show reflections of who they're going to become, but they're not him yet. Okay, I can prove it. One week they want to be a rapper. The next week they want to get a job. Then they want to go back to school. Now they're going to work with Uncle Ralph. They're trying to find their way. It's just that when you met him, he wanted to be a rapper. And you believed in him. Y'all was together for 2 years. And then he decided to go back to school. Left you with a baby. And he said he got to go back to school, and now he can't be the dad. You know, the plan y'all had that went left because now he's turned his whole life around. He finishes school and turns into somebody else for somebody else. You see what I'm saying? You know, and his first baby mama, his first 2 baby mamas, they was with somebody that didn't quite know themselves, you know. And some women don't want to go through that, so they want to get with a man who knows who he is, knows what he wants, and stands on that now. And you can usually find that in the 40-year-old man, you know? And, you know, at the same time, but again, you're 20, not 29. You still have a lot to learn, you know? You still have a lot to learn. And, you know, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with an older person. He's set in his ways. He's been the way he's been, you know? And, yeah, he's going to be graying soon. You know, how comfortable are you with that? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, at 50, the sex does change because he's 50. I don't care what kind of pills they got out here. It's a little bit different. You know, the biological makeup of a man is going to change after 50. You're going to have to stay like me. Yeah, for real talk. You got to straight up get up on it. Real talk. Now, but it's something to think about. And like I said, everything I said is not concrete in stone. You can fuck around and actually live a whole good life with him. As long as it's genuine. I told you, anything that's not from the heart gonna wear off. If you with him because he tall, I told you, tall niggas ain't shit too. Don't get it twisted. You know, if you with him because he got a good job, or you like his car, you like his mindset, it might not be for you. I told you, when you see a diamond of a man, it's a woman responsible for that. If it ain't his woman, it might be his mama. You understand that? You can't just rub a nigga and think, you know, and I told you about a diamond of a nigga. They'll lay with you, but they ain't gonna stay with you. Straight up and down. They owe all that shine. I told you, the best attributes of a man is what he figured out. And what shaped him was the love for the love of a woman. It shaped him and made him who he is. And when he perfected that with a woman that put all, listen, what a man needs from a woman ain't got nothing to do with no money. All right? We need kindness, support, love, and we really need you really into us. We need you to love us on our worst day. Word up. That ass. And for that don't cost no bread. You know, you meet a nigga, you know, he reaching for the stars. But a little bit of that from you, that nigga, now he reaching for the stars and the moon. Yeah. Chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side. Yeah. He's trying to get it all right now. Can you do that? Sitting around talking about this transactional shit, that's not going to work. Now, at 20 and 40, you make sure it's not transactional because it's going to wear off. It's going to wear off. Anything else in the chat, son? Word, it's going to wear off, man. Be mindful. Make sure it's y'all genuine, right?
How I work on my confidence.
How you work on your confidence? Take your ass to the mirror and look at yourself and say the motherfucking world can't fuck with me. Until these motherfuckers beat me, they can't beat me. Because I'm me. Start with that. Say it out loud to yourself. I don't give a fuck how corny it sounds. Listen. Ain't nobody gonna rock with a nigga with a loser attitude, man. Clean yourself up and smile, nigga. Iron your clothes on your worst day. Look your best. Sharpen up, nigga. Win, win, win. You need a winning attitude right now. Now, I know you ain't never been in no movies, but nigga, you better act like Denzel out there, nigga, because people want to win in the moment. And them 3 L's you took last week ain't got a damn thing to do with this week. Shake that shit off. That's what you got to do, man. You understand me? Stop going around where you tolerate it. Take your ass around where you celebrate it, man. Be around genuine, good, fucking happy vibes. Start there. Now, change your perception. It'll change the way you see things. Okay? You got some place to sleep. You eating, my nigga. You got a couple dollars on the way. Yeah. And you got a couple of people in your life that love your picklehead ass. You winning out here, my nigga. And you free. No chains. You're looking at shit all wrong, my nigga. We's free. You can go tomorrow and try anything you want, my nigga. All you got to do is get up and make your way over there. That's all. You need to see the beauty in the opportunity. You need to see the beauty in being able to try. You're looking at it all wrong. You ain't got that dream job, my nigga, but you here. You get back to the drawing board and rewrite another plan. Stop sitting around, woe is me, woe is me. Nigga, you are not depressed. You are not lonely. You're standing in front of the drawing board, write up a new play. On God, my nigga, you're young. You're not going to get a do-over. All right? This is a one-shot deal, my nigga. Get to it. I mean that. Listen, man. People are only going to believe in what you believe in as much as you believe in it. If you half-ass believe in yourself, the world ain't going to believe nothing in you, man. They ain't going to believe nothing about you. And you find a way to put a fucking smile on your face and act like you just hit the motherfucking number straight. And the world will come to you, man. Act like a winner, nigga, till you win, nigga. And they gonna rock with you because everybody wants to win in real life. It's my word. Alright? A new mindset is not a new job. It's not a new car. It's not a new crib. A new mindset is a fresh start in your mind. Go to the barber. Clean up. Clean your space up. Do your laundry. Iron your clothes. Clean your sneakers. Do something nice to celebrate you and the life that you have. This nigga sitting in the cell that ain't gonna never get another chance. I need you to see the cup is not half empty, my nigga, it's half full. I need you to see that. Listen, man, we in the hood. In order to win, we gotta halfway think we won already before we even play the game, man. That's the first 3 obstacles. You gonna get right back, sit on the bench, defeated, and you can't be that. You can't be that. Now, we men, the only thing born on this earth is women. Men have to build our worth brick by brick with these 2 hands, day by day. Grown-ass man, no days off. Now, you better find a way to like that shit. Because you're going to do a bunch of good out here, and half the time, they ain't going to say thanks. You're going to be at that job 30 years, and all they're going to give you is a watch if you lucky. A man get down and take himself to that job every motherfucking day for 25 years because in his spirit, he know as long as he work, shit gonna work out. Get back to keeping it simple because you're talking yourself out of good shit. Stop thinking everything is fucking corny. No, it's not. Change your perception and it will change the way you see things. Change your perception, it'll change the way you view things and do things and the way things land. Do good every day, God shall bestow good things upon you. Start there. Some of y'all got to get that hate out your fucking heart. Stop being a hater and become a congratulator. Can't nothing good to you. Can't nothing good happen to you if you always hating on the next motherfucker. Ain't no good gonna come for you. Remember, karma's a bitch with no days off. But let's remember, karma don't just come with bad news. Karma don't just come with hurt and pain. Karma come with blessings, joy and happiness. Now karma looking for your ass right now. What's she gonna pull up on you with? Only you know how the fuck you been living. And I'm not gonna point that bullshit out to you, but if you one of them dark-hearted motherfuckers, get that shit out your say, close your eyes and pray and get out that dark sunken place, because ain't nothing good gonna happen to you as long as you got self-interest and the selfishness and that bullshit inside your spirit. This is why every time you reach for something, you don't get it. Every time you swing at a pitch, nigga, you ain't even close to hitting it. Yes, because you got a couple of, you done took so many L's now you just focus on the loss. And as soon as you see somebody else with a win, you say some fucked up shit that you ain't have to say. Yo, man, check out this new whip I got. Oh, that shit is fire. Bitch ass nigga. Yeah. The next time you roll by, you spit on the nigga car and shit. For what? For what? Well, Dion said, don't let my confidence bring out your insecurities. We're a clown, you sit in the fucking clown seat. All right? Now, if you feeling that kind of way about shit, that means you paying too close attention to their shit. Get back to your shit. Focus on your focus. All right? If you feel you got a couple of things missing from your life, well, goddamn it, get up and put it back in your life. Put the pieces where they need to go. Life is a puzzle, and it's a big old picture. But you're not going to see that picture until you put the pieces in their proper place. Get back to putting your puzzle pieces in the proper place so you can move forward. Gangster, straight up and down. Somebody got to say it to you. On all our love.
You got
Somebody.
another question.
What is it, son? I'm on one right now. Let's go.
Yeah, what should I be focused on?
Hit the heart me, y'all. Hit the like button, y'all. Y'all know what we on over here. OG. You heard me? You ain't no here. No lies over here. Y'all know. Realest OG on the net. Let them know. What up, son?
Man, what should I be focused on in my 30s? On my way to my 40s. I just turned 31.
You just turned 31. And I told you in life, you learn, you earn, and you return. You're in the middle of your earning stage. Increase that. You want to financially start to top out around 40. So you got see if it's a way that you can double and triple your money between now and then. You might need to take a class, get a certification or something like that. Yeah, do that. Because you're 31. You're in the middle of your earning stage. Work on increasing your earning, because nigga at 40, you're on the countdown. You understand? And by 40, you need to be the boss. Real talk. You don't need to be that nigga in the back room moving boxes and shit at 40. Okay? If you haven't got a good fucking raise in the last 4 years, change jobs. And don't forget, you get paid for what you know. So at 31, you're in the middle of your earning stage. Now, also at 31, you might be looking for a wife. Ain't no woman gonna come unless she feels safe and secure. So you have to build a foundation for that. Okay? Anything else you do? If I miss something, throw it in the chat. We'll address it right now. Anything else, son?
Somebody said, what makes a relationship worth investing versus not?
You have to see who those people really are. That's what makes it worth investing. You have to see who they really are. Once you see, what they said, once you see that your feelings are platonic, that you kind of feeling her, she kind of feeling you, that's when you get to know a person. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have to see what their intentions are after that. But to see, now if you like some of the same things and y'all got a common little bond and you thought about it and you smiled, you might want to get to know her a little bit better. So you try, take her out to get something to eat. That's an investment. You know what I'm saying? Take her to get something to eat, spend some time with her, get to know her. And they say when you really want to know somebody, just let them talk. And let them talk. Everything you need to know will come out that conversation. And you will know whether or not are they worthy of your time. I always say give your best. But you have to make sure that person is worthy of that. Everybody gonna stay and act right when it's all good. Okay, you need to find out what type of heart they have before you put everything into them. You understand? All right. Anything else, son?
Somebody asked, what advice would you give a 28-year-old woman with deceased parents since 6 and 16?
She said deceased parents.
She said, what advice would you give a 28-year-old woman with deceased parents since 6 and 16?
Since 6 and 16?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's crazy. When I want to say God bless the whole situation, baby, I mean that. I want to say God bless the situation. God bless you. Be strong. Now, the first thing I'm going to say to you is that you have two angels watching you grow and live. Okay? You have two angels protecting you and sending you lots of love. Remember, the spirit never dies. Okay? Now, whatever it was that you felt you wanted to be for them, you be that. You know what your mother and your father wanted, expected of you, and you try to live up to that. That's all you have to do, and just know that they're watching you. Okay? And as long as you stay good inside, they'll be able to help you if you should ever need it. Okay? I want you to understand that they're not going anywhere, baby. As long as you remember them, listen, you live as long as the last person alive remembers you. You live. Okay? And as long as you can have these kind of conversations, your parents live to this day inside of you. You are 100% a representative of your mother and your father. Represent them well, okay? Be the adult that your parents wanted of you. Be the adult that you know would make them proud, okay? If they hungry, you feed them. If they scared, you protect them. If they cold, you keep them warm. If you are a friend, be a friend. Never play with your heart. Treat everyone like you would like for someone to treat you. And your parents will be able to be angels to you because you kept your spirit clean and you kept your heart soft. Okay? Anything else, just throw it in the chat. Anything else, son?
She said, thank you so very much. I call for them every day just to carry me like I call them.
Exactly. Speak to them every day. They in your heart, baby. They ain't never going nowhere. Real talk. God bless them. I mean that. Okay. All right. That's what we talking about right here. You know? I'm doing questions in the chat, y'all. Listen, let me tell you something. I know how I go out here. It's not a game. And we always trying to, to always stay positive, you know, but I want to say this. Thank you, young Dirk. I appreciate you. See, I appreciate this more than you know. I appreciate it, y'all. I really do. You know, this is what I do. And what's up to my people on YouTube, my people on Twitch? What's happening? I got a lot of people from different countries. 1, 2, that's 2, 3 countries right there. That's crazy. Appreciate it. Tay, what's good? I don't know what's Tay. I don't know if that's my Tay. Hey, Tay. I hope it is. Havana Muse, what's up? Oh, anyway, we back to it, right? Hold up. Don't get it twisted. Hey, yo, and I want to say this too. Real talk. Now, I'm going to say this because everybody, I got this little thing, right, that I was saying about corporate America, right? And everybody always say, you know, let the black guy do it. He'll do anything not to lose his job. And it seemed like corporate is being really diabolical, you know. But I want to say this, that in corporate America, don't just depend on corporate America. Find some other ways to get money. If it's in corporate America, find 2 or 3 different ways to get you some more money. Now, I want to say this. Now, it just seems as if I'm watching my brothers work a lot of jobs and they're not moving nowhere fast. And I happen to think that it's a system. But I want to remind you that the system is not built for us to win. The system is built for control. Okay? But as you see, people buck the system all the time. All right? They always say that the strong made the laws for the weak to follow. They always say that. And they did. But as a number, if we can actually, everybody stood up, then those things would have to change. And one of these days, those things are going to have to change. But until then, I need everybody to pay attention to the temperature outside. I need y'all to get in tune with all the things going on around us in our families and your house. Tighten up what's in your house, and we'll tighten up what's in our building, and we'll tighten up what's on our block, and we'll tighten up what's in our neighborhood. That's what I came to say, all right? Each one teach one. That's how I'm on it like that, straight up and down. It's not a game. Page-5-Lit, we outside. We got it. Oh, I got it. Hey, yo, I'm going to come back Wednesday. Yo, bring it. Y'all come with the questions. We're going to be doing questions on Wednesday, you heard? I appreciate the questions today. Y'all go check out my lives, you know. OG love and support. Y'all know what we do here. Yeah, man, you know. Oh, what I'm playing today? What I was just playing, son?
Shiesty.
Oh, word, right?
Go.
What?
Go back. Go up.
To what? Library?
Go down. Go to history. Go up. It's right there. Forget it. Do your thing.
It's right?
Yeah.
That was the one, right?
Big brother, pussy. This shit just do not get no bigger. Like, we don't even say the biggest, my mama.
Yeah.
BBTTP, man, you knew it already. Hey, okay, BWTP, we bigger than the program, nigga. We don't say the biggest no more, we just say shit get no bigger. Cars, money, drugs, and kills. When I shoot guns, I smile, nigga. Been married to the streets, but I ain't have to walk down the aisle, nigga. I took a life and earned some stripes. I am on gonna file, nigga. So with that drink, I do shit bogus. Go ask about it, nigga. I feel like Shice the old Connor, then McLaren is fast and furious. I touch souls up in the trenches, this what the streets recommended. I know why folks rap with bitches, and I'm finna tell you the difference. They tryna live what they rap, meanwhile I'm rapping how I'm living. You can ask my whole city, I wouldn't be shit without Memphis. Time I speak in code on wax, they the only ones who get it. Sunday MLK Park, 100 cars, bitches lit it. Took EP by Southland Mall, stopped at this queen for some chick. I run a multi-million-dollar operation in South Memphis. Rapper wise, he might be king in the streets from the government, nigga. You get robbed just like your favorite rapper if you don't tap in with them. They give me 10 years for a switch. I went factory reset truck to 100 horsepower tracky. I'm begging for a couple high speeds. In the G Grand Cherokee, I see like 5 FRTs. You the lost counter head nigga, you shot, boy, you just like me. You can't take the switch up off the Glock, cause this a 18C. Been stuck in Cali for a week, I'm plugged in Oakland with the tree. I ran to Georgia about a beach, I'm trying to knock GG a D. First gang, I'm still more for life, my shit say CGE. Me is cool, but I ain't satisfied until I get a beat. I'm in South Memphis with some GMO killers from the D. My photo on group of time, every easy kind Creek, no posing guns, we let street of none. I'm from DAG, that's KD how I get little. I got a fetish for high speed. I got the drop, they at the cemetery, we both hopped out on feet. I'm trying to score while they visit the dead, it ain't no rest in peace. 400 shots in the car like on BJ now. Long little street, knock on your door with cable boxes, dressed up like Infinity. If this here bitch bring me the bomb, I know she feeling me. I was in jail paying all my members bonds. Who keep it real as me? Yeah. LCI went to the pen, you might ran across me. Your paperwork clean, ain't no anything. You walking yards like me. Keep all the fuck niggas out your gang room if you knock a police. Plugged in with the strips and sheets. Paying attention rich like me. And my Ferrari trying to pack them bitches in the passenger seat. Broke my veneer, so I put diamonds on the front and back of my Jeep. Okay, BWTP, we bigger than the program, nigga. We don't say the biggest no more, we just say shit get no bigger. Cars, money, drugs, and kills. When I shoot guns, I smile, nigga. Been married to the streets, but I ain't have to walk down the aisle, nigga. I took a life and earned some stripes. I am one.
Let it play out.
With that drink, I do shit bogus. Don't ask about it, nigga.
Page-5-Lit Wednesday, y'all. Come with the questions Wednesday night, y'all. We're taking all questions Wednesday night.